hour and a half from Cancun.
Yeah, that's about where we were.
Prepare yourselves
For an entertaining
and somewhat informative.
Our MMA Talk Radio, brought to you by the Man of Steel.
Joe Show.
Timbo Slice.
We're back.
We're back, man.
It's been a while since we've all been together, huh?
Yeah, I know. We had to wait on your test results to go through. Make sure you didn't have
And guess what?
hepatitis.
I never got any results back.
Never got his test results back.
With
Still
no symptoms, right?
No symptoms, and it's been a month since I was exposed. So I'm like, screw it.
I think the way to do it is get the blood test. Just go to the lab, get the blood test if you gotta get tested.
Well, it was a thing on the news that people have taken their blood tests, they've done their swabs a month ago and still no results. What the hell is really going on? What'd your t-shirt say?
Fuck the Rona.
Fuck the Rona.
Fuck the Rona.
So, but on a real note, that's just scary. I don't want it for sure.
It is. It can be scary. It can be. I mean, you hear lots of horror stories of people in ICU, people, families,
Family members dying.
multiple family members dying.
Mhm.
So
So if you can say fuck cancer, you can say fuck Rona.
Yes.
yes, you can.
Pneumonia kills millions of people a year. Just regular pneumonia.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
Yeah,
Lots of
fuck getting
things.
sick, man. Just keep your immune system up.
Stay out in the sun. Take your vitamin C, your vitamin D. Stay active. Keep your lungs. Take big bong hits. Deep bong hits that you hold. And expand your lungs. And the
That's
THC and the CBD will kill all the Rona. No? Is that
I
is,
don't
you got any
I don't
medical?
know about that.
Fake news? Fake news. Don't listen to anything I'm saying. I'm talking shit today, but I feel good.
We could believe that. Tried that, huh?
You can try it. Tried it this morning.
You can try anything you want.
So,
Man, we
man,
had some hella good fights last weekend. That was the weekend before
weekend
that.
before that.
Yeah, and I wasn't on the show. I'm sure you guys cut to the chase.
Yes, we did.
Poirier.
That was yes.
Looking like a stud
Yeah.
against Dan, the Hangman Hooker. He made, Dan Hooker did well, man. His stock went up for me. I'm not a fan of the Hangman yet, just because he's so new around town. For me, I haven't seen a lot of his fights, but man, he's tough. He put up a pretty good fight. He was outclassed in that fight with Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier looked like a stud that night. He fought at championship caliber. He went for it. He didn't look like a guy who was looking for retirement at all. He looked like a guy that was on the way back up. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
he's definitely the number one contender at this point. I mean, he lost to Khabib. I think he's the best shot at beating Khabib, but we'll see how
Everything else plays out.
yeah,
Huh?
see how it plays out. Khabib's not fighting right now. His father passed this past week.
Of Corona.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
the
did.
Rona.
We did talk about that last week as well. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we got to give Khabib some time. I'm not sure if he's going to fight next month like he's scheduled to.
Man, I don't want to be the guy to fight Khabib next. That's all I'm
He's going
saying.
to have a lot of aggression to take out.
And
Emotional for him since his father was his coach.
that was his dad, man. I mean, they were close. I mean, he was at all the fights, all the interviews, had his back. I mean, terrible news. So, condolences out to the Khabib's family.
Yeah, it's tough. But on to new news. Fight Island. Everybody's on the island. We got Usman and Masvidal, which is a great main event. It's the main event we all wanted. I just don't think that Gilbert Melendez had the same
Burns.
Gilbert Burns had the same appeal.
He did not.
Fighting Usman.
Yeah, I didn't care. I didn't care one bit about seeing Gilbert Burns fight Usman, even though I know Gilbert Burns is a badass. Like, it wasn't exciting to me. Now I'm excited about this.
I'm sure it would have been a great fight, but this has a lot more hype behind it with Masvidal being BMF champ and shoot the publicity he's got following him.
And the UFC has done a phenomenal job at putting out Fight Island. I mean, he talked about Fight Island for a while, built it all up, let everyone run with it in their heads of what it was going to be.
Just fantasize, just like Fantasy Island and Mr. Rourke and Tattoos.
I thought of that same thing.
That's the same thing I'm thinking.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Stephen may be a little too young to remember that show, Fantasy Island. But that
The
show was
plane.
The plane.
But how they built this all up, and they kept talking about there's an octagon on the beach. Yes, there is. I mean, they made it sound like they're going to fight on the beach, and that temperature out there, it is blazing ass hot.
Yeah, that's just for media and maybe have the
We should make them fight in the sand.
shoot the raining today. So
Everyone,
Masvidal made weight.
yeah, he did.
everybody made weight so far.
And
They should be finalizing weight.
I think I saw something earlier that I think everyone's made weight, at least in the main.
But they have every amenity that they can think of. They're all in quarantine for 2 days, but their rooms have saunas. The rooms have equipment to cut weight.
It is a beautiful place, and I wonder, what did they change from the last time that they fought there?
Everything. They built a whole infrastructure for the island, so they got the hotels and everything. I don't think they fought on Yas Island.
They fought there 3 times already.
When they were in Abu Dhabi, they just built that venue.
I read an article where they've had 3 fights there. The last fight there was back in 2019, and it was Khabib.
Yeah, and all the fighters were complaining about how hot and muggy it was inside of the arena. So I'm sure they addressed that.
They probably maybe they made a smaller venue since there's no crowd.
Is there no
That
crowd?
would make sense.
And they can
Yeah,
keep the same AC units blowing. Might keep it a little cooler.
yeah.
But I mean, they talk about. I've read things. So the fighters are going to walk out to the ring across the sand, and I'm like, bullshit. They're all inside.
Yeah,
But
just,
I don't know if you're watching The Embedded.
a little bit.
Their flight over. I mean, this.
I've never been on a plane like that.
Oh hell no! I'm like, oh my gosh, that'll just things that are you dream of.
You can just live in those planes, dude.
I mean, Rose was talking about, we gotta have some caviar on the way over. I had this, and they're offering champagne and drinks, and I'm like,
Paige Van
It'd
Zandt.
be hard to turn it down.
yeah,
Especially on that, how long's the flight? 12, 14 hours?
it's a bit. Well, you saw that Masvidal, they had to stop. I don't know if they stopped and picked somebody up or refueled in Italy, and somehow they got a pizza delivered to the plane.
How do you get a pizza delivered?
I have no idea, but he had pizza, and he was saying, when you're in Italy, you gotta have some pizza. So he took 1 bite of pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember seeing people give him shit on social media. He's trying to cut weight. How's he going to make his weight if he's eating pizza?
He didn't eat that fucking pizza.
He had 1 bite, he said, and he made weight. Not an issue for him.
Did you see him swallow the pizza? Or did you see him on? I saw the photo where he was buying.
off the show.
Yeah.
And just like Max Holloway says, he hasn't been training.
Only Zoom. I've been
Zoom
just jumping rope, and yeah.
That's just what he wants you to think.
And I think that's
He wouldn't make weight if he wasn't training. I mean, the guy's a huge 45er. He's not going
Yes.
to make weight unless he's busting his ass. So,
even they came out. They presented him with his action figure, and his comment was, he goes, this is out of competition. He's like, he looks so much bigger than what I normally do. She's like, it's like, yeah, when I fight, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
But he was impressed with it. I mean, it had all his tattoos and everything, so it was kind of cool for him.
Sweet. So Dana White said Fight Island is here to stay. He plans on doing many more shows there, and I'm really looking forward to going out to Fight Island.
I'm looking forward to get some media credentials for Fight Island. You gotta throw your weight around, Ocho.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We're getting there. Speaking of getting there, man, did you watch Corey's show the other night on Tuesday Night 9?
I did not see
Man.
it.
Some love.
Oh, yeah, he sure did, man. He
Yes.
sure did. So shout out Mr. IOTBA, man. He gave us some big love.
Really?
Yeah, he
Very
did.
cool.
Very, very, very cool. He's such a natural man. He's so fun to listen to. He was talking about Hollywood stuff before he even showed like Jada Pinkett Smith's, relationships with Will Smith and like all kinds of like Hollywood stuff. And then he went into boxing. He mentioned a little bit about the fight, the UFC coming up this weekend. But he gave us big love, man. It was fun. It's cool to watch. He's supposed to come over tomorrow night. So
And
shout
so
out.
where's he do his show? Looked like he was at a
Fishbowl Network.
That's where the network. But I saw a picture. It looked like
It was like the ballpark.
yes.
Yeah, someone down in A-Town. So coming up, good for him. He's been on the scene like we've been on the scene. We run into each other out at fights. He always shows us love. Goes back and forth. I know he wants to get you on the show and us on the show and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool.
Cool.
There you go.
Let's get down to some fight breakdowns for this weekend and our predictions. So let's start at the top. Usman and Masvidal.
Woo, man!
I know Masvidal's going to come out hot. He's going to come out, guns blazing, just like he always does.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe he will.
I believe it.
He will
But-
come out hard and heavy in trying to.
Yeah, he will try to do as much damage as quickly as possible. But Usman, he's not the type of wrestler that Askren is, where he's gonna shoot a double leg with his head down. Usman's the kind of guy who'll box you up, he'll pressure you, use his hips on the takedowns.
So you think he will try and take him down?
I think he'll try to pressure him up against the cage, probably wear on him.
Usman.
Cage pressure. Yeah, Usman's gonna put Masvidal up against the cage, pressure on him, and wear him out. Kind of take that fight out of him and just and drain him. That's the fight I see happening.
That I think you're right. What Usman does have to watch out for is that jumping knee. I don't think he'll fall for it. Like
I don't think he'll duck into that. I don't think he'll fall victim to that.
but it's there.
Yeah,
It is there, but you're right. I think he's smarter than that. He's seen it. He's not going to be hit with that. I
I
mean,
think it's gonna be a wild fight in the first round or two, and then round 3 or 4, you'll see Usman start to take over and Masvidal fold by the 5th round.
you think he's going to fold by the 5th round?
Yes.
You think he was in shape?
I think
You
he's in
think
fair
he's in
shape. I think he's
You
in
think
fair
he's getting
shape,
ready for
ready
that
to take a fight, but I don't think he's in fight shape. I mean,
And those are two totally different things there. I mean, yes, he's in shape. Is he going to come out, like you said, he's knowing that, like every other fighter that's come in the last couple fights, and they're on short notice. So they're coming in hot and heavy at the
but
first
look at
second
what
round.
Nate did. I mean, he put away Ferguson late in the fight, so you really never know what kind of shape he's going to come in, how much notice he really had, if he knew he was going to be a backup.
Yeah,
But
all that behind the scenes stuff that we never see here. You know, much about.
the amount of partying he was doing, how he was living his life, is he really ready for this kind of opportunity?
That's the same thing I was wondering. What has he been doing? Has he been quarantining? Has he been working out? Has he been partying? But he made weight. Did the weight kill him? I mean, I saw the photos of him laying under all the towels.
It's normal.
It's normal, but it ain't healthy.
It ain't healthy.
It's normal.
That's how we cut it.
Everyone does it a little bit. Some people are cutting at 20 pounds. Some people are cutting 10, probably.
Because he was 192 at the beginning of the week. Is that a big cut?
Yeah,
to
it's
drop
not
down?
22 pounds.
Not too
Bad.
bad.
Worse than a week. I'm sure he's feeling all right.
All they had to do is put it on their suit and go stand on his balcony and jump rope, and he's losing.
So who do you think has the stand-up advantage, hands-wise? Masvidal?
I think even Usman has the advantage as far as just technical striking. With Masvidal, he throws them hands. He doesn't even have a power advantage, but he's gonna be throwing a lot more power from the get-go.
And I'm thinking it's going to be more of a stand-up. And I think Usman has that.
Just that cage control, the way he's able to cut off the cage.
How big's the cage?
Corner.
I think it's 30.
Full size?
Yep.
Full size
Big,
cage.
big boy. I think Usman's going to be able to outbox him, and if he wants to take him down, he'll be able to. Control him.
Yeah, he'll be able to at least control him up against the cage.
And it's hard not to root for the Arlington fighter that grew up in Arlington, Texas. We talk about Usman, so that's pretty exciting. And what's crazy, man, is you don't see him on Channel 4 News and the Dallas news media.
He's out in Florida most of the time.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's
But he went to Arlington High School. It seems like they just give him some more love.
Yeah, they telling the whole story. It's about his father in prison and recently getting out in February, and I believe he'll be able to watch him fight. So,
Wow.
No, that's good. So hopefully,
That'd be something, another little bit of motivation for him, knowing his dad's been in for a while, hasn't been able to
yeah,
see.
so apparently Usman requested from Dana that he not fight on pay-per-view so that his dad can watch him fight until he was fighting for the title. So he never fought on pay-per-view until he fought for the title.
Wow.
And so his dad could watch him fight in prison.
That is more than semi-informative.
Man, I've been reading on the articles, just doing my due diligence to the show.
Very good. Very good. I opened up the computer this morning and said, all right, who's fighting?
Yeah, so we got Usman. I got Usman round 4.
oh man, I can't even pick.
They're just not good at this.
Oh no, I've been right a few times. I was right. I was right about the last fight.
Sometimes you're right.
I was right about the
Sometimes
last
you're
fight.
right.
I was right about the Poirier fight. I was right about Mike Perry. We're not gonna get on Mike Perry.
Oh man.
So-
oh man.
So I'm gonna go with the underdog. I'm gonna go with Street Jesus on this one.
Jesus.
Just because.
Right.
I'm
Because I want to see the rematch. I want to see him fight twice. That's why.
And I, no matter what, there's a good chance they'll fight twice. I mean, they're both going to put on a great show. I do think Usman's going to come out on top.
I think it'll be a banger.
It's gonna be. I hope so.
So if it's that much of a banger, there's no way you think you're picking the fourth. It's not going to go to.
If it gets out of round 3, Usman's gonna get it. I do believe that's right. But if it's, if it's a short night, it'll be Masvidal on top. He's a dangerous dude. He's beat up some people. He's beat up some guys. I mean, he wiped out Cowboy Cerrone. He wiped out a lot of those guys that were coming up. I mean, who was
It's a good couple.
yeah.
I don't know. He fought Kobe
Kobe Covington.
Beat the brakes off him.
Beat the brakes off was Till.
Yeah.
Till's a big fighter for that weight class. Beat him up really good. I mean, he's beat up some people.
So
So
it's interesting. Tapology has their grappling bout.
Yeah, it does have a listed, which
It's not even. It's like a super fight. But that's really interesting.
all right.
All right. In the co-main event, we got Volkanovski against Max Holloway. Volkanovski's the champ right now. Their first fight was a toss-up. I thought it could have gone either way. Volkanovski definitely mitigated the reach really well. He was moving extremely well, just not doing a whole lot of damage. Kind of hard to mitigate that size difference.
where he did the damage is with all his leg kicks.
Yeah.
I mean, because I just watched that fight again, and I thought that was a great fight. I do think. I mean, even that one went to decision.
Yep.
I think Volkanovski had that in the decision. So, I mean, then coming back into it, and it's interesting that I've heard that Volkanovski was the one that requested this fight with Holloway. It wasn't Holloway asking, "Hey, I want
He
to go after."
wanted to solidify his title.
Yes.
So there was no question.
Some people were saying, "Okay, it was close. You didn't really win." He goes, "You know what? Let's run it back, and I'll show you I can do this." That one, I think, will be. I think that one has a better potential for fight of the night.
I think so too. I think that one is a toss-up, just like the first one. It's going to be really close, back and forth fight. I think it could really go either way.
If Holloway can get out of the way of the leg kicks, check a few more, I mean, because
Yeah.
that first fight,
That's what it comes down to.
He
Because
did
once
not-
you eat a few of them, you can't move around as well.
and that's his style, so he could not do that because he was getting the first 2 rounds. He got his legs were beat up.
Or he needs to make him pay every time he throws the.
Yeah,
you got to counter.
What's the game plan coming in, avoiding those leg kicks? It is tough.
One of the 2 ways: you either check them, or you go right through them,
And it hurts.
you gotta
And it hurts both ways.
pay. Either way, it's gonna suck.
It sucks.
I mean,
Um,
checking leg kicks ain't no fun.
We'll see how Holloway does, man. He's had a lot of wars. He's had a lot of wars, taken a lot of damage. He's going to really have to dig deep to take the belt from the champion, where he's going to have to finish him early. I don't think he'll outpoint him unless Volkanovski just has a bad night. I think.
And I think Max Holloway has every tool that he could pick and move and just pick them apart. But if Volkanovski is able to get off with those leg kicks, that's what slowed him down the first time. Like Timbo said. So that's a toss up. I'm not going to give a prediction on that one. Fight of the night is my prediction on that one.
Fight of the night. I'd like to see Holloway get it back.
Likewise.
Yeah,
I would like to see him.
He was a good champion.
Yes, he was. I mean, he just seemed
I
like
had-
one of the all-around good dudes that you're gonna root for.
I was like, who is the champion? I'm like, I couldn't even remember Volkanovski's
Volkanovski
name.
pretty much came out of nowhere. At least 21-1. So he didn't come out of nowhere. He's just been doing work. He hasn't had that publicity yet.
Not the exposure.
Yeah, if he goes out there and starches Holloway, then
That'll put him on a map.
that'll put him on the map.
He'll have to defend that belt a
Yeah,
couple
so
of times.
He's beaten Aldo, Mendez, Elkins, Kennedy, Shane Young.
So, I mean, Kennedy, Shane Young, a lot of these guys are like relatively unknowns,
Yes.
Not big name, not,
but still solid records. It's just you got to fight a big name to get on the map. That's the goal. And those big names kind of protect their name. They want to fight other big names. They don't fight, some up and coming nobody.
Yes.
and he won by decision. If he would have knocked Holloway out like round one, he'd been on the map then.
Yeah, a knockout will give you a lot more publicity than anything else. And look, we got decision. That was the win by punches. That's what got him the Aldo fight.
And then decision.
The ground and pound.
Decision.
Decision. I mean, decision is a win, but it just doesn't give you
That was a good
amount of publicity.
That when he fought Aldo, that was a good fight too.
Yeah,
It's having those finishes that people remember. I mean, yeah, you won the fight, decision, and it's like, okay. But when it's a banger and you knock somebody out, you choke somebody out, there's a finish.
you remember a
lot
lot more that finish, exactly, and it's a highlight.
Mhm.
Speaking of Aldo fighting Peter Yan for the bantamweight title, which is vacant since Henry Cejudo retired suddenly.
Henry Cejudo could be. Remember when we talked about what was the movie? Fantasy Island. The plane. Henry Cejudo. Don't kick my ass, Henry. This is a joke, buddy. We know you're not, the tallest dude, but the plane.
It'd be funny if you knew who Tattoo was.
Yeah,
I have to go watch it.
yeah. All the old people, all the old school people, we know. The plane. Oh, that's funny. So
Peter Yan looked really clean in his last fight, fighting Aldo.
and Aldo has the miles on him.
Aldo's been fighting, and he's fresh at bantamweight. I don't know how he's actually making that weight because he used to have trouble making 45.
And now he's 35.
He's making
This is
35.
35, but I guess he's getting older. Maybe he's lost some muscle mass or cut.
And maybe that's what it is, because that usually as you get older, it gets harder to cut that weight.
Yeah, man.
Now he's dropping down another weight class.
The older you get, the big, the heavier I think you get.
in the
So
late 30s. I
in the
mean,
late 30s, I mean, you start putting on more, you can get heavier. I think
he's shredded, man.
he's shredded.
Maybe
Maybe.
see his last fight.
He probably should
He's
have been
33.
Mhm.
33. He should be coming into his prime. Man.
Yeah. I don't know if going down in weight was the right thing for him, though. We'll see. We'll see how he does tomorrow night.
Coming off of 2 losses, fighting for the title.
Coming off 2 losses, but
How did he get that?
Cloud fine.
but split decision losses. And he's a popular.
Uh-huh.
He was a popular
He lost to
champion.
Volkanovski by unanimous decision, and he lost by Marlon Moraes. And many thought he won that fight. I thought he won that fight.
Right. I did too. And he's fun. He's fun to watch. He's fun just to see on TV. His interviews, even though he doesn't speak English, but you can see the
He's
energy.
a character.
He's a character, and
He is, but it's hard to see with that language barrier, and like you're reading the subtitles when he's talking and not watching him to see his body language.
and then the beef with him and Conor McGregor before Conor McGregor beat him up, knocked him out. But oh man, that was good. So I'm pulling for Jose Aldo.
And then Rose Namajunas is fighting Jessica Andrade in the rematch. First fight, Rose was totally picking her apart. In my opinion, she was doing really, really well, and she ended up getting lifted and slammed on her head. And
Oh, that's
And
right.
That was the
that was the
third
third time.
the third slam of that fight.
Yeah, and it was just about, hey, you got to make the adjustment. She did everything right except for she did that wrong 3 times, and the third adjustment got her knocked out.
You think she's changed something there?
I think she's learned her lesson, and I don't think that'll happen again. I think she was going for a Kimura. She was on the Kimura grip, and she got lifted and slammed over.
And I saw a breakdown of all 3 of those, how she was lifted and what she should have done, whether she leaned forward into it instead of sitting back more, and so she basically almost leaned over and said, "I'm gonna lean over your shoulder now. You just stand up and
She
take
went
and toss."
all in for the Kimura, and
She did
the
that.
counter to the Kimura is the high crotch lift and slam. And the last time Jessica Andrade brought her head out of the pocket, which causes Rose to flip in such a manner that she landed right.
And that was a brutal,
Yeah,
I mean, you,
to where you were
that-
worried that she may have broken her neck or something.
yes.
And Rose Namajunas, 8-4. Her record does not reflect how good she really is. She's the number 2 strawweight in the world.
You know, thinking about on that first fight, Rose was whooping her butt up and down the cage every move of the fight. And then she got picked up and slammed on her head, knocked her out.
And I kept thinking, okay, that's just a fluke. That's just a fluke. But then I've seen all these other fights with Andrade. She picks everybody up. What was it? Old Matt Hughes style. We pick them all up, carry them across the ring, and then drop them.
Yeah, she's a powerhouse in 15 for sure.
I mean, she's got some huge tree trunk legs. So that is a style that she implements in every fight. But at first I thought, oh, shit, she got lucky at that. But she knows what she's doing. She knows how to throw them. She knows how to pick them.
She definitely knows what she's doing. She's been doing this long enough.
Yeah.
So I think Namajunas is going to get it back. I think she'll win this fight and she'll be fighting for a title real soon.
If she wants to. I mean,
Yeah.
after her last fight, she kind of came out and she was like, I don't want to fight anymore. Didn't won that her?
Yeah, she got knocked out. She didn't know what she was.
Yeah.
No, but I thought it was like wasn't it like several days afterwards?
No,
Yeah,
she
that'll
even said,
make you reevaluate what you do. Especially, I mean, that's got
she said it right in the ring. She goes, it's kind of a relief. And I was like, what the hell does she mean by relief? I mean, and it's being up on that top of the mountain where everyone's wanting to take you down. That's where she was, but not have that pressure of being on top and everyone's shooting for her always.
Yeah.
So now she's like, all right, now I'm the person that's going to overtake the king of the mountain or queen of the
Right.
mountain.
She also Rose is going to get her, I believe.
I believe
She's just better all around, and I'm not going to say the last time was a fluke because I mean she got knocked out, but
It was
Rose,
fair.
it was an error. You know, Rose is better.
and she's learned from that. She's going to apply that in this fight, and she will come out victorious. I believe.
Just before that, we got Paige Van Zandt and Amanda Ribas.
What's up, Seth Fuller? Good to see you're still alive too, my man. Can't wait to see you here at the fights coming up. Seth Fuller's watching.
Somebody's coming up.
Well,
You know what?
Something comes up.
Something comes up.
Something comes up.
They were able to start booking fights. I was looking on the TVLR site,
Uh-huh.
and now it says, no fights. All combat sports are postponed. So they were looking at opening it up since everything else is opening up.
And then things start closing, and then they're like,
They're just back and forth with it.
LFA is fighting
Tonight?
in Nebraska or one of those states that allow MMA. So they found somebody to let.
So-
I don't believe there's a crowd.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So they're, I
Is
think
it on
they-
Fight Pass now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Fight Pass. Damn it.
I'm
dying to see.
They're actually improving their quality and their streaming capabilities and their content is going up. So check it out. LFA on Fight Pass tonight.
That'll be a good one. They've got three.
I think that
Three
45.
cards. Jimmy the Flick Brick or Jimmy
Oh
the
no,
Brick,
he's fighting for the 135.
and that's in like 2 weeks or so. I thought.
Yeah. So Van Zandt Ribas. I'd like to see Paige Van Zandt get a win, but I don't think she will. She's going into free agency. She's ready to basically see what she's worth for the other promotions, and that'll be a lot better for her off a win.
She's coming off a lot of injuries. Should have broken arm like twice, two
Yeah.
times in a row.
Yeah, she's fragile.
Yeah, she is fragile. Her arm, definitely her arm is fragile.
Her arms
Okay.
were
Small
broken,
bones.
and but she's tough. She's shown time and time again she's tough,
She is, man.
and she can take a beating. But I think Amanda Ribas is going to give her a beating.
I don't know anything about Amanda Ribas.
9-1. She's Brazilian. That's all you got to know.
Mean.
That's it.
That's all
Don't
you
mess
gotta
with
know.
Brazilian chicks will beat you up.
Wait,
Paige
that's what
Van
you're saying.
Zandt.
She's probably won all by an armbar.
Paige Van Zandt has a great Instagram. I watch all her Instagram stuff.
Of course you do.
She's always dancing or working out or kicking.
Showing off her body.
is showing off her body with.
She's got it, so she might as well.
Hey
Huh?
man, she's making money. I don't know. I wonder what her sponsorships and stuff. She's
making-
always
she's
sponsoring.
making ridiculous money.
She's got a comment. She's made more money outside of the octagon.
She got an exclusive sponsorship with Reebok, which is paying outside of her fights. Which with the rest of us,
Is she
we
gonna
get
still
the
have that when they
Reebok.
changed in 2021?
If she goes and fights for somebody else, possibly maybe Reebok will follow her.
Reebok's gonna continue the shoe aspect of what I heard.
The shoes for the UFC.
Yeah.
And then somebody else will do the fight.
Venom.
Huh?
Is it Venom?
Venom.
Venom is.
Did they already announce that?
Yeah,
I think
saw
for
that.
sure.
They just, we all saw it.
Why don't we get no say in that? We don't get no info, no email.
Because it's not about you.
Venom does make
It's about
some
the
dope
fans.
shit though. And I hope Venom makes gloves and makes shin guards.
My Venom gloves fell apart.
We should all get
Just saying.
full Venom like outfits, one for every day of the week.
So, I did read that it was going to change for the fighters and what they were going to get.
Financially,
Yes, I mean, because
because Reebok wasn't paying that much. I mean, a couple grand, but I could make that up in a couple of sponsors if I were able to put it.
and even listening
Make that
to
personal
Sugar
brand.
Shane go on about, and I don't know where he wants his numbers, that, they sold $1 million in sales for stuff with his name on it. And he's like, I got $5,000 out of it. If there should be, okay, here's your base. If we sell a shit ton of your stuff, you're gonna get a percentage above this or what.
I mean, you do get a percentage based on your contract, but that percentage is very small.
Based on your contract, but I think it also should be based on what you sell. It's just like in any outside sales job. You go out and you sell yourself and you're selling more stuff, you're gonna make more money. He has promoted himself, he's out there, he's a bigger name, people are wanting his stuff, so you should be able to get a higher percentage, I believe. But, so we'll see what happens with the new deal.
Yeah, Conor McGregor. I'm like, he's gonna make big money off of sponsorships. He's not gonna get the
If
15.
it's open to him actually being able to sign his own sponsors.
Right.
But as far as the rest of these fights on the prelims,
Anybody cool?
we got a lot of people from all around the world. So, some of these guys I've never heard of, most of these guys, but that's what Fight Island's for, is so people can
Yes,
come around from all around. Because lately we've only been fighting in the U.S. and Vegas. So
Vegas and the Florida fight, so you're only seeing the
nobody's
US
really-
fighters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Welcome to Fight Island.
So now it's a lot more of an international card. We got people from Russia, from Brazil. I don't even know what that flag is.
Is that Sweden? Is that
Sweden. And
Is there any big names on the undercard that we know of that we
Nope.
recognize?
not that I want to try and pronounce.
I
Martin
already thought that.
Any ladies? Any other ladies?
Um,
Be a good stack card for lady fights.
Yeah, you definitely want to tune in for these prelims to be up to date, especially like me, myself, and other fighters, be up to date on all the guys coming from around the world, seeing what they're bringing to the table.
because they're 35 or 35.
Yeah, I don't see the featherweights up here. You gotta watch these guys. But yeah, it'll be an interesting card. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to that as well. What's a little bit it's almost hard to watch. Okay, there's a fight Wednesday night as well.
This coming Wednesday,
Yes,
and that's the one Babyface is on.
yes.
Is there at Fight Island as well?
Yep.
Because he was traveling to. Man, he gets to go to cool places.
But there's all this talk about this Saturday. I haven't heard anything about them having it started talking about it. So
And it's
Sunday and
the ESPN
Monday.
Plus card.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe that was
pay-per-view.
that was the only pay-per-views this weekend, I believe.
Well, this pay-per-view this weekend is so huge with the 3 title fights. Like, how do you think about anything else?
And yet you're right, you don't. So, I mean, putting the card on Wednesday, they're going to get really kind of overlooked because we're talking about this Saturday on Sunday.
Yeah, I
Monday,
think Saturday would be the time to start talking that fight up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because Sunday and Monday, everyone's going to be talking about the 3 title fights.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have Wednesday morning going, oh, wait a minute, we have fights today.
And who's on that Wednesday headliner? Let's go ahead and skim through that card. Because this is news for me. I've been gone. I've been away.
Traveling.
Oh, Danny Gay and Calvin Cater. That's a big one in the featherweight division.
There's some bad dude. You're
Calvin Caters, yeah, he's a bad dude. Fighting Dan Ige. That's a
Yes, that one's but
number
then
10 versus number 6. And then Razak fighting Lazir. And Razak, he's coming off of a long layoff. He beat a case and he's looking forward to coming back. It's unjustified. I mean, he had to take about 2 years off fighting because he was accused of something that he didn't do. And it's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm happy to see him back in here
get back into it. Yep.
ready to get back in the win column. Cody Stamann, he's a badass fighting Jimmy Rivera. That's going to be an entertaining one. Ricardo Ramos, he actually has a spinning elbow knockout in the UFC, fighting Lerone Murphy. You seen that one?
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking brutal.
Yeah, that was a badass knockout.
Tim Elliott fighting, he's bouncing. He's fighting Ryan Benoit.
Yep.
That's going to be a good one.
Yes, definitely.
And Elliot just fought a couple weeks
Just a
ago.
couple weeks ago,
Yeah, he lost.
got beaten. The boss said he get one more shot. So it's like both these guys are getting their one more shot.
I watched, I think, the last 2 fights with Elliot. It seems like he's very
Dynamic.
But in the third round is what I'm talking, where he seems like he's just running with his hands down, like he's
running out of gas.
He's either running out of gas, he doesn't know what he's doing. It seems like he loses his game plan because he looks like he's doing better in the first.
That's going to be a banger because Benoit is no easy out for anybody. I mean, that guy throws down every time. And he's a local dude. What can he do?
We got Aaron Phillips and Jack Soar. Aaron Phillips, he fought Matt Hobart a little while ago. I wanted to confirm that. Lost to Hobart and Chris Gutierrez. I want to fight you. He's been on a little win streak lately.
Yeah. So
12-3. It'll be a good one.
what's up with you, man? When you planning?
Man, I'm back to work, baby.
Feeling good. That arm's
I'm
moving
feeling
good.
really good. Yeah, I'm able to make full strength. I'm able to do handstand push-ups now, and do everything I can. But the only thing is taking impact. So I'm working my way back up, and I'd say a couple more months. I'll have a fight within a month.
Really?
6 weeks, yeah. I'll
Oh.
have something scheduled that I'll be able to announce within the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
So I'm not fighting within 4 to 6 weeks. I will have some news for you in the next 4 to 6 weeks.
And it could be 4 weeks after that.
It could be 4 weeks after that, 6 weeks after that. But at least I'll have a
Man.
fight, a date, an opponent, and hopefully a location.
Fight
Fight
Island.
baby.
Woo!
I belong on Fight
You might not come back.
Island. I won't. I'll be like, hey, Daniel, we got this new spot. Let's
Let me manage it.
hold it down.
Yeah, I'll
I got
manage it.
PI up there. I'll just,
Oh, bro. Fly Keeson up there.
dude, that'd be dope.
We'll take the dog.
We'll take some training, I'm sure.
It does.
Why would I come back to this when everything's shut down, there's a pandemic and shit, when I can just live on Fight Island?
Just live on Fight Island.
And the luxury of everything they've shown. I mean, from the W Hotel to walking around and out of the plant. I mean, it's just top notch.
Next time we see Steve, he's all tan. His hair is long. Long hair is all tan. He's got a little bit of accent.
I was in Mexico for a week and I already had.
Oh, yeah.
I already started developing an accent.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, Ray. Another beer. I'm
Maybe another beer, eh?
I'm UFC fighter.
Who would say it?
Is
Who would have to say it?
that what they were saying?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So did you have fun in Mexico?
Shit, man, that was the time of my life.
It's beautiful down there.
Made some friends.
Yeah.
The ship captain is gonna pick us up in Miami next time. We're gonna sail to Cuba. Yeah, make some good
Oh,
friends.
I wanna
So
go to Cuba.
Shit, man, just let me know.
Cuba would be awesome. My wife's Cuban, so
Yeah,
she has family there.
incredible.
Yeah, man.
I want to go see Florida, or go from Florida and just sail to Cuba and go on a big trip.
I mean, you said the ship's captain, so you have
Oh yeah, we went on a boat trip and had a lot of fun with that and made friends with the ship captain. And he was, he practiced some martial arts and said he talked to his sensei about me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they were big fans. We had a lot of fun out there.
Dude, that is fun. That was a great story.
Everywhere you go, all around the world, huh?
I
Mr.
was
International.
surprised that I got recognized in Mexico. It was pretty cool. Went to this water park.
Oh,
It was miles of like lagoon, and you go snorkeling and rafting and zip lines in the water. And it was incredible. I gotta go back.
Yeah, I want to.
I know the place you're talking about. I've never been to it, but I know what you're talking about.
It starts with the X-E-I.
Extempia.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's where I went. That's where we went.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where we were, yeah.
Yeah.
But this was like 2006 when Jose was a baby.
They had like a trail chopped out of all the vines and
Did you see the-
roots, so you could it was like a riverway, but it was just chopped out of all the
So you're just floating down the river through all the jungle.
and then it opens up into the lagoon.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible, man.
The hotel we stayed in had the river started, it went through the hotel and then it went off into the jungle and you could follow in the water.
Everything's like really integrated with the land. They built all these the vines into a pathway up into different tree houses. And,
Chicaret, is what they call it, Xcaret?
Excellent.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, that's where we went.
So yeah, it was a super dope trip, and I'll definitely be back. Made some friends out there in Tulum, and
All you could eat all the time. Like it's just
at that water park, it was all you could eat, all you could drink. $100 for your entrance, and all you could eat, all you could drink. It's like I want to get my money's worth in alcohol for sure. But alcohol's real cheap out there, so I don't drink.
Man, that's a
So,
good time.
I mean, like when Joe says, all you can eat, all you can drink, you go down to like all inclusive places down there. So yeah, you just walk around. I have this, on that, on that. Yeah.
Nice. I think I'll have five Bloody Marys, and then I was walking around trying to find my group. And by the time I find them,
All the Bloody Marys are gone?
3 of them. So,
Oh man. Well, it's hot there. You don't want to get dehydrated, so you have to drink. Your food.
Yeah, mix it
fruity
in
drink.
water.
Can't drink the water though.
You gotta make sure the right water.
Yeah,
But anyways, I'm back now, and ready to go to work. And,
feel recharged.
yeah, ready to get another fight and make some money.
You're still teaching, right? You're back to teaching. How are the classes? Are they getting
Man, everything's
filled up?
my attendance for my class is pretty good. I kept a good relationship with my students over the lockdown, and doing Zoom classes and whatnot. So my classes are full, but we got to wear the masks coming into the gym, and then when they get tired, they can take them off and breathe. But
Because they are wearing a mask when they work out.
In Dallas.
yeah, they're supposed to, unless it impairs their breathing, which eventually it does. So
Right.
yeah, we're just being careful. You got to be careful not to get shut down. They're shutting down all the bars and talking about restaurants in Arizona. They shut down bars, restaurants, gyms. It's like we need our gyms. We got to be careful. Yes, but
They're not talking about how to boost immune systems. Take your vitamins and stay on the sun,
yeah,
people.
the people that have good immune systems seem to not have many symptoms, or they're asymptomatic. So,
Or they don't get it at all.
Boost your immune system. Stay healthy. Stay exercising. Get some sun. Don't lock yourself in the house. It's probably the worst.
That's the worst thing to do.
Is
Believe me.
for your mental health.
Believe me, I went through my own quarantine. Yeah, it's
for mental and physical health. It's
Right.
terrible.
Yeah.
You need to be around other people. You need to be in the sun. You need to get exercise. So
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to be around with somebody that has it. You have to have direct contact with
in
it
order to get it.
in order to get it. Then your immune system has to fail and not protect you against it. Then you get the symptoms, whatever, and you could die. A buddy of mine told me 2 days ago, him and his brother both got it at the same time. They're both in ICU. His brother died.
Yeah.
Terrible, 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 terrible. Now, his brother did have heart problems. He needed a triple bypass surgery or something to that effect. His 80-year-old mother got it from them or wherever they got it from, wherever she got it from. No symptoms, asymptomatic, 80 years old. Didn't even affect him.
And it's so
Any
hard.
good stuff.
It is so hard to figure.
It's hard to figure.
I mean, I saw somewhere a 105-year-old lady that fought off breast cancer, and 105, and she got it. And she fought it off.
Right.
And it's like, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
My buddy did tell me it was
I
bad.
think it's all about each individual person or how you're.
That's what he said. That's what he said. He was in ICU for 10 days, and he said it was the toughest battle of his life. That's what he told me. And I believe him. So, you know, it's scary out there, man.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, wash your face, practice social distance you can. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. You know, I get it. I don't want my kids to get it. I don't want my friends to get it. I don't want anybody else to get it over the stupid fucking virus that China leaked out. Now, how long has China, think about this, man. They're talking about face masks. China's been wearing face masks for what, 10 years?
It's ours. It's ours, right?
No, but they're wearing it for bad air pollution.
Right.
Look at a picture of China, image of downtown China.
They've always-
Beijing. They're always wearing masks. So if those masks are so protective, how come they got wiped out by the corona as well? Right? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Politics on this show, so I'm not shutting on down.
Mask, no mask, this, that. There's
Yeah,
a lot
it
to
sucks,
argue
man.
over.
Watch the UFC fights
Yeah.
Saturday night. They start at 7:00 our time in Texas. 9:00 the pay-per-view starts.
5 o'clock local time.
5:00 for the
Pay-per-view?
5 o'clock.
Well,
No,
I just said something after
5
recording.
a.m. and 5 a.m. in
Fight Island.
in
Fight
Fight
Island.
Island. So for us, it's at
it's got to
8
start.
Eastern or something like that.
It's got to be that because when I just said something to record it, it said I'm like I had to record from 5 o'clock till 9 o'clock. And I'm like,
Yeah, and then 9
That's a
o'clock
long
for
ass-
pay-per-view. So yeah, the pre-fight
You
show.
know,
Check it out. We got a UFC Fight Island on Wednesday as well. That would be another great card. Don't miss it.
and LFA tonight.
LFA tonight on UFC Fight Pass. I think it starts about 8 p.m., 7 or 8 p.m. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in. This is Fight Fit Lifestyle Radio. We'll see you next week.
stay
guys.
healthy.